Hey, what's up guys, it is Saintsfan, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 Q&A, we're going to be talking about the Cunning Stunts versus the Finance and Felony. Also, is there a new possible release date for either one of those DLCs? And what is Rockstar going to be showing at E3? Find out in this video. The first question we have from Michael Cody: what's your opinion on these update weeks in GTA and still no DLC? And honestly, I want your guys' opinion on this after I say what I'm about to say. So first and foremost, I don't really care for them. Like, I don't hate them, but I don't like them, because most of the discounts they have, for me at least, it's stuff I already purchased, or the event week, or like the playlists, is game modes I never really play, like adversary modes, captures. I don't really play that stuff. I mainly do races in GTA Online. That's what I find the most fun. When they have race weeks, that's awesome. Like, I'm really happy because I get double money when I play races, but all the other ones are kind of lame. But do think about it like this. Like, if anything, it's just something extra between the DLC releases, right? Like, wouldn't you rather have this than nothing? I guess that's the question that I would want you guys to answer in the comments. Like, yeah, it might not be stuff we really want, but at the end of the day, isn't something better than nothing? Because even if we didn't have these update weeks, we still wouldn't have DLC. It's not like they're replacing DLCs for update weeks. I mean, the one downside is that we get constant updates on the newswire about these things without getting any information about the actual DLCs, so that's really frustrating. But that's the one weird thing that, like, the GTA community, even like myself included, we're getting mad at Rockstar for making these update weeks when I'm sure they have no effect whatsoever on the actual DLCs. Now, like I've mentioned in a few Q&As or videos in the past, what would make these a lot better is if every month we got 1 or 2 cars, like the Sultan and the Banshee. Like in one of these update weeks, they're like, hey guys, look, we're still working on the big DLC. Here's a car or two, you know? That'd be, I think that would go over a lot better with the community. But yeah, I don't know, I thought that was a pretty interesting conversation to have. Next question, JT, what do you think Rockstar is going to show us at E3 this year? If you guys didn't check out my video earlier today, my bet, Red Dead, whatever the next game is going to be called. Apart from that though, I don't know if we'll see anything GTA related. I mean, they may push some GTA Online news in that, but I doubt we'll see a story mode update. And for some reason, if people think GTA 6 is going to get announced or talked about, that's not happening. Third question from Speed King: when do you think the Finance and Felony or the Cunning Stunts will be released, since Rockstar didn't drop any news on May 17th? So at the slightest chance that it still comes out tomorrow and they just pull a January update and release it without releasing a newswire, that's still possible. They could also do a donk update where they release a newswire a day before, at nighttime pretty much, and then release it. So tomorrow still might be possible. But the one thing I still think is true is that we're going to be seeing the Finance and Felony update before we see the Cunning Stunts. I still believe the Cunning Stunts one is going to be coming around July 4th, just because of the few different things that sort of indicate that's the case. Also, in the game files, we already have coding for the Finance and Felony. I'm not going to give a specific date, but I would say at least by E3, we'll get the Finance and Felony update in GTA Online. That's my prediction. Lone Marine coming in with a pretty interesting question here. Do you think people would rather see quality game modes rather than poorly thought out DLCs? So I'm assuming, like, the example of the poorly thought out DLC is Lowriders Part 2 and then Lowriders Part 3. Like, we didn't really need that in my opinion. And he brings up an interesting point. Like, would people rather more game modes, not adversary modes, but like, I don't know, actual fun game modes? Not entirely sure what that could be. Maybe like a cops and robbers mode that's actually a cops and robbers mode. That's a tough one though, because I mean, from what we've seen from these next 2 DLCs, I don't think they're poorly thought out DLCs. I think they're actually going to be really fun and really great for GTA Online. But I honestly don't know what I would pick if I had to choose between high quality game modes and poorly thought out DLCs, just because that's such like a big if. Like, that's such a big hypothetical, because for the most part, most of the DLCs in GTA Online, like since the DLCs dropped, have been really good. Like, there's been a few ones that have been pretty bad, but for the most part, they've been good. And then on the flip side, most of the game modes they've added have been pretty bad. There's been a few good ones like Slasher and I think it was the one with the bikes and the trucks trying to hit you. That one was really fun to me. But apart from, a few of those, most of them pretty bad. But I don't know. That's an interesting question. If anybody has any thoughts on that, let me know in the comments. Next one from Vincent. What features do you want to see in the upcoming DLCs? So in the Finance and Felony update, I would definitely want to see, one, all of that stuff happening in free mode. We don't really know it's like for sure in free mode. I mean, you would think because the VIP stuff that we already have in the game is in free mode, but you never know with Rockstar. But if it is in free mode, I would want like actual other players to be able to attack you and raid your base. I hope it's not just like police or NPCs, because I feel like that'd be a little disappointing. Maybe it's something like piracy prevention, but for your property. I just thought of that. That's probably what it might be. But that's something I definitely want to see in that update. And then as for the Cunning Stunts update, I really do hope we get access to the arena and we get some really cool stunt races for like motorcycles and stuff, or maybe even like demolition derby inside the arena. That'd be really fun. And that would definitely fit with the theme. I mean, right now, the picture they did show was just the giant racing, and that's going to be cool. But I'm hoping for some more features along the lines of the arena and stuff that you could do in there. These next two questions aren't really GTA related, but I thought I'd answer them. So KP says, did you actually enjoy the new Fallout DLC? And if you guys were wondering, since I did stream it the other day, I actually have been playing it a little bit more. And I didn't want to live stream it just because I released a zombie video yesterday, and I wanted you guys to watch that instead of me live streaming Fallout. I've actually been enjoying it a lot, though. And if you guys were like me and played Fallout 4 or were excited for Fallout 4, but then were ultimately disappointed by like the lack of choices and stuff, this DLC kind of fixed that. Like, you have a lot more choices, and the story is a lot more interesting, in my opinion, because it's not about you. It's not like you're going to search for your son. To me, at least, it kind of has a New Vegas feel about it, and that's why I really like it. So I would suggest, if you guys are into Fallout and you haven't picked it up, I would say you would get your money's worth. Plus, look, if you guys want to, you can go in the description on G2A.com. You could probably buy that season pass for like 40-something bucks, and considering there's going to be a lot more DLC for that game, I think it's a no-brainer if you do plan on purchasing them. And then the next question that I wanted to make a video on, but I just never got around to it, but WTF Ninja, do you plan on playing both Battlefield 1 and Infinite Warfare, or are they both out of the question? So I think Infinite Warfare is out of the question for me. I don't like futuristic Call of Duty shooters, so I don't think I'm going to enjoy that. I will play COD 4, though. I mean, that'll be really fun. Battlefield 1, though, oh my god, I'm so excited for that game, man. I am totally going to be playing that. I think there's a beta sometime in the summer. I don't know when it's actually happening, but it's sometime relatively soon. I'm definitely going to be playing that. That game looks amazing. I love Battlefield games. And it's honestly, if you go back all the way to the beginning of my channel, it's actually the first game that I started YouTube on. Battlefield 3, even though I had to delete a few of the videos, so I don't think my first commentary is actually on my YouTube channel, Battlefield 3 was the game that pretty much got me started on YouTube. So, fun little fact there. Getting into the question of the day, the one that is the title, JT again says, which DLC do you think is going to be better? The Stunt DLC or the Finance and Felony DLC? First off, I will say that just before anybody's like, oh dude, you're hating already. No, I think both DLCs are going to be really great. The VIP DLC or the Executives and Other Criminals DLC was my favorite DLC ever, like including Heists. Heists were enjoyable, but I got more out of the VIP stuff than I did with Heists. So I think the Finance and Felony one will only further that enjoyment, but honestly, I'm looking forward way more to the Stunt DLC just because of the amazing community races that will be made. Like I mentioned earlier, racing is one of my favorite things to do in GTA, and to make that experience even better, I definitely cannot wait for that DLC. Plus, I think the longevity of the Cunning Stunts DLC will be more than the Finance and Felony one, just because of what the community can make. So that is my opinion, but you guys can let me know in the comments, which one are you more looking forward to, the Stunt DLC or the Finance and Felony one? That's the question of the day. Answer that in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, though. If you do want to ask me a question, all you have to do is use the hashtag AskSaints on Twitter, and I will see it for next week's episode. But see you guys in the next one. As always, though, it's your boy Saintsfan. I'm out. Peace.